Hulk Hogan was honored tonight on SmackDown in front of a wonderful crowd in Cleveland, Ohio. This show started off with the roster and various legends on the stage to honor Hulk Hogan. We saw a graphic stating in memory of Hulk Hogan on the screen, and on the stage, Triple H was center. To his right was Cody Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Charlotte Flair, and Randy Orton. To his left was Gerald Briscoe, Bruce Pritchard, Jimmy Hart, who I feel really bad for. He was obviously very emotional tonight. Ted DiBiase, who posted a tribute to Hulk Hogan on his X yesterday. You should watch it. And B. Brian Blair, a very good friend of Hogan. He was part of the Killer Bees tag team. The crowd quickly erupted into Hogan chants, which made me very happy. I was really happy to see that. Very classy from Cleveland. That when I heard them chant Hogan, I had a smile on my face, and I almost breathed a sigh of relief in a way. Triple H said, "Yesterday we lost one of the biggest and globally recognized icons in the world." He talked about growing up watching Hogan. He was fortunate enough to share the ring with him, and he was honored to call him a friend. Triple H went on to say he captivated millions of people and inspired them around the globe. We would not be standing here right now if it was not for him. He asked us to help honor him as they do the 10 bell salute for Terry Bollea, the one, the only, the immortal Hulk Hogan. The 10 bells rang, they tolled, and we saw numerous signs in the crowd, which I wanted to mention. There was a really good LRMania lives forever sign with Hogan ripping his shirt off. That was one of the signs we saw. There was another one that said "Rest in Peace, Brother," with a yellow background. There was a "Rest in Peace, Hulk" sign. There was also a sign with all his classic catchphrase: "Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American." After the bells were finished, we also saw wrestlers or legends on the stage showing some emotion. I mentioned Brian Blair. Jimmy Hart, of course, wept. I felt really bad for Jimmy Hart. Really bad for him. He was so close to Hogan, man. It must be really hard. And I'm surprised, just a day ago he passed on. He was willing to fly out to Cleveland. I doubt he lives there to honor Hulk. That's a true friend, man. That's what it's about. Jimmy, really deepest condolences to Jimmy Hart. So we got more Hogan chants, which was really good, really classy from Cleveland. Really appreciate it. And then we got probably the best video package I've ever seen as a tribute to a wrestler, and as it should be. Very lengthy, as it needed to be. To be honest, it was short. It needed to be about 5-6 minutes longer. There's so much more they could have covered, but it is a tribute, and they do have commercial breaks and stuff. But it was a wonderful video package. We heard at the beginning "Real American" by Rick Derringer, who unfortunately passed away recently. I don't know if I mentioned that in my tribute video to Hulk Hogan yesterday, but Rick Derringer, who performs "Real American," passed on, so rest in peace to Rick Derringer as well. Triple H was narrating the video package about Terry Bollea's life and career, his early life beginnings, how he grew up, his beginnings in the wrestling industry. They mentioned Rocky III, of course, which that one that got to me. Seeing those visuals, him and Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, and how much bigger he is than him, and that I've seen that movie so many times. That was such a great scene. Then they show him winning the WWF Championship for the first time, which was in Madison Square Garden against the Iron Sheik when he won the title. That was the rise of Hulkamania. They document his rise as a pop cultural icon in the 80s. All the commercials, the talk shows, the man was everywhere. He was one of the most recognizable figures in the world in the 1980s. It was incredible. And it's not a decade I was alive for, I'm not going to pretend, but I knew his influence just seeing all those commercials and the action figures, the toys. It's incredible to look back of how popular this man was and what he did for wrestling. Then they talk about Triple H narrates over the first WrestleMania, which of course took place in Madison Square Garden when Hulk Hogan teamed up with Mr. T to take on Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff in the main event. Then he talks about, Triple H, WrestleMania 3, of course. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, the biggest match in the history of pro wrestling. It's iconic. It's the Silverdome, the biggest crowd ever at the time. Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. As I said yesterday in my tribute, the most paused moment in the history of wrestling. When you think of professional wrestling, the first image in your mind is Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Triple H talked about the great rivalries. He documented the great rivalries Hulk Hogan had. First was, they mentioned Rowdy Roddy Piper, and then Randy Savage, the Macho Man. Who can forget the Mega Powers? That was great. The Mega Powers exploding at WrestleMania 5. Ultimate Warrior was also mentioned. The following year after that was the Ultimate Challenge at WrestleMania 6. Hogan Warrior in the Skydome. What a match. Just such an iconic match. It's sensational to watch. It's electric. It really is. The fans, the reactions to all the moves. I mean, it's incredible. It's such a different match than what you'd ever see. It's special. Next, we heard about his move to Hollywood, going into movies, and then going to WCW and forming the NWO, the greatest heel turn of all time. We got to hear the classic NWO music, which I loved. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the New World Order of Professional Wrestling, brother. We got to hear it one last time. NWO for life. Ooh, that got to me a bit. And then they talk about his return to WWE in 2002 and the classic match with The Rock at WrestleMania 18. What a spectacle that was. I watched that as a kid. It was just so special to watch. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a crowd reaction like that. And I want to watch that match again soon. And when Hulk Hogan kicks out of the first rock bottom and then he hulks up, the crowd, I mean, they must have, I don't know if it's possible, but I mean, they nearly blew the roof off of the Sky Dome. It was such a moment, such an iconic match. The fan reaction, the way Hogan milks every last drop of it, it's something. It is, I don't know what else, I don't know any other words. Just incredible. Then we get videos of his appearances throughout the years in WWE. There was the MSG night honoring Hulk Hogan at the Garden for all his great accomplishments there. They showed the WrestleMania 30 when he started to show off with Stone Cold and The Rock. The three of them in the ring drinking a beer together. The three biggest stars in the history of the WWE. What a moment that was. Him at WrestleMania 31 when he was doing the NWO and they battled the X. We saw a video of him interacting with a young fan. And I've seen this video before. The fan basically rips his shirt off like Hogan. He's just a huge fan, and Hogan is so impressed. It's so cool. Just all the pictures of him interacting with fans. It's incredible the amount of people he's met over the years. I don't know. I don't want to put a number out there, but it's gotta be past the thousands, of course. But it's insane the amount of people he's met over the years. Then Triple H spoke about Hulk Hogan's death yesterday and Terry Bollea's death yesterday. He died surrounded by his family members, but Hulkamania will live forever. We hear an interview from Hulk Hogan where he said the business will stay with him until the day he dies. That's his voice. Wow, that hits differently when you hear it after he's gone. We hear Hulk Hogan say, Hulkamania will live forever. Then we get a graphic of Hulk Hogan, his in memoriam graphic, 1953 to 2025. And then this part just got me to tear up, I'm not going to lie. We hear Mean Gene Okerlund's voice. He says, gone but not forgotten, the incredible Hulk Hogan. Wow. That was hearing Mean Gene one last time. Mean Gene Okerlund. Ooh, that's only apropos. Hogan paid tribute to Mean Gene on Raw a few years ago after he passed away, and hearing his voice with Hogan, that hits you differently. That got me, man. And then fans, again, they chant Hogan, and that was wonderful. Everyone on stage claps. All the legends, all the current wrestlers on stage, everyone claps. Jimmy Hart, as I said, very emotional, and that's how it ended. That's how the tribute to Hulk Hogan, the Babe Ruth of wrestling, the biggest star in the history of the wrestling business, that was his tribute, and it was surreal. It was, oh my goodness. I really didn't want to believe the news yesterday, but knowing today, Hulk Hogan, man, I'll be honest, it should have been a lot bigger. It should have just been a huge tribute show to him. The whole 2 hours should have been Hogan. That would not be 1% of what he's owed from this company for all his contributions, all his accomplishments. He's done so much. He built this company, and it's just sad. That's it. He got his tribute. I'm sure they'll do more stuff on Raw. They usually do. I remember thinking this will be similar to Bray Wyatt. When Bray died, there was a tribute show for him, basically the exact same format on SmackDown. Then they did more stuff for him on Raw. It wasn't a tribute show like that, and that was it. And then, the show must go on. The wheel keeps on moving. Keeps turning. As Vince McMahon always says, the show must go on. And that's what happened on SmackDown. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You might be gone. Hulk Hogan is no longer with us, but Hulkamania will live on forever. So when we came back, we had Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett put over Hulk Hogan and his impact on the wrestling business. I really liked hearing Tessitore, who comes from a sports background, comparing Hogan to all the great sports legends of theirs, Muhammad Ali in boxing, Michael Jordan in basketball. I don't know if you mentioned Wayne Gretzky in hockey. That's who I thought. He didn't make this comparison, but I mean the comparison always says. I think I said this earlier. Babe Ruth of baseball. Hulk Hogan is the Babe Ruth of professional wrestling. But I like that a lot. Wade Barrett did a good job putting him over as well. And then it felt like the wrestling show began, if you will. That's when Logan Paul came out. Cleveland, I don't know if they hated him, but man, there was some people who liked him. He is from Cleveland, but a lot of them hated him. He was saying that the fans were chanting, "Thank you, Logan," when we all know they're chanting, "Thank you, Hogan." That's annoying, but I'll say this with Logan Paul. He had Hulk Hogan on his podcast before. That was cool. Hogan, there's actually a funny moment with them interacting with Logan Paul. Didn't know some insider terms, and Hogan thinks Logan's playing with him. He's messing with him. That was actually a funny moment you can watch. But Logan Paul is trashing Jelly Roll, who interrupts him. He gets a big pop, and I like the country song he was coming out to. I wish he can produce everyone's wrestling theme now. He can replace Def Rebel. Can he do that, please, WWE? But Jelly Roll cut a good promo. Fans really like Jelly Roll. He cuts a impassioned promo on being a lifelong WWE fan. Drew arrived. He stood beside Logan, and then Randy came out. And Jelly Roll started singing Voices, Randy Orton's theme song, with the fans, and Randy made his entrance. He hit Drew with the mic. They brawled, and then Logan was beating down Jelly, but Jelly fought him off. He hit a black hole slam to Logan Paul, and Jelly Roll and Randy Orton stood tall in the ring together as their match at SummerSlam is next week. We get an Andrade and Rey Fenix video promo before their tag title match next week later tonight. And then Alexa Bliss came out, and you can guess it. It was a massive pop. Cleveland loved Alexa Bliss. I mean, it's not too far from her home town. I mean, she's from Ohio anyway, so she is the home state girl, but her hometown's Columbus, so Cleveland loved her. She gets a pop wherever this woman goes. Everyone just adores her. She just brightens the mood, and I was feeling really gloomy about Hogan. I was down. I was really sad, and knowing that we're never going to see him on WWE TV again, and I was down a bit. After that, the Logan Paul thing, I mean, it was okay. It just wasn't ready to follow that. But seeing Alexa Bliss, she just brightens the mood wherever she goes. Love seeing her every week on my TV screen. I missed seeing her for 2 years, so I'm just happy she's back and hope she's okay because she got injured pretty bad here. So Charlotte was, of course, accompanying Alexa Bliss. She was holding the pom-poms that Alexa was holding last week on SmackDown. And then Roxanne Perez comes out, who I like a lot, but she has the worst theme music. New theme music, not a fan. This sucks. Fire Def Rebel. There's a reason why I mentioned him earlier, WWE. Fire Def Rebel. Def Rebel sucks. Def Rebel sucks. Roxanne's old theme was actually a good song. I liked it a lot. It's an upbeat theme. It's more of a face theme you can think, but it can work for a heel. It's not like a face has to have it. It's a really good theme. And they gave her one of the worst theme songs in WWE right now. It's so slowed down. It sucks. It sounds like that awful Judgment Day song, which is one of the worst theme songs of all time. She's with Raquel Rodriguez, and we get Alexa Bliss against Roxanne Perez. So Charlotte and Raquel bumped into each other on the outside, and in the ring, Roxanne got the heel heat over Alexa Bliss for a while. Alexa Bliss made a babyface comeback. She got a big pop when she made her comeback. Raquel interfered in the match. She raked Alexa's eyes. I think Alexa got out of a schoolboy by Roxanne. And then Charlotte was fighting Raquel off, but Raquel returned, and she took out Charlotte. And Alexa's looking down, and she's ready to finish off Roxanne. She hit the DDT, and then she's ready to hit the Twisted Bliss onto Roxanne, who's down in the ring. But Alexa does the Twisted Bliss to Raquel Rodriguez on the outside, and the Twisted Bliss to the outside. And wow, something happened. And you can tell Alexa immediately grabs her nose when she comes up. I don't know if Raquel didn't catch her, but Alexa, she did a number to her nose. The blood's everywhere. She's bleeding like crazy. She damaged her nose really bad. I feel really bad for her. When she gets back in the ring, Roxanne Perez rolls her up. She grabs the ropes for leverage, and Roxanne Perez defeats Alexa Bliss. Alexa's just bleeding heavily from the nose. Charlotte's checking on her. It looked concerning. And that was not the last time we'd see her injury later in the night. So Kathy Kelly was interviewing Jade Cargill backstage. She says she'll show why she's a natural-born champion. Chelsea Green came in, and after that, she cuts a promo on Jade. Jade is standing behind her. Jade hit her, and Chelsea ran away. Then she assaulted her through the gorilla backstage. And then Jade carries Chelsea to the entryway. Then she throws her into the ring, and we get Jade Cargill and Chelsea Green in an impromptu match. And I have to talk about this. Chelsea Green had some controversy. I saw her yesterday. I think she was doing an interview with a news outlet, and she gave a really good tribute to Hulk Hogan, which I really liked. And I thought, that was nice of her. It was good. Really respectful. And then she posts a tweet where she thanks Hogan. Very classy. It's a good tweet. And then she takes all this backlash from these people who hate Hulk Hogan. They hate him. like crazy. A lot of them were happy he passed away, and I don't want to rant on this. I've been very angry when I've seen these posts, but they really hate Hulk Hogan. Let's put it like that. Chelsea is pressured by them, and she deletes a tweet, and then she writes a second tweet saying she's condemning Hogan, but she's kind of in a way acknowledging his legacy in the wrestling business. She reacted to loser remarks. She caved. She caved like a coward. That's what Chelsea Green is. Chelsea Green is a coward. She has no standing. She caved. A coward. I have no respect for her after that. Just leave it up, Chelsea. Leave it up. People want to comment. They can post negative stuff. Fine. Over time, it'll be viewed as a positive. She's honoring the biggest superstar in the history of the professional wrestling business. But I guess the people she's catering to don't like that. Fuck them. Fuck them, Chelsea. You lost all respect for me. Not a fan. I do like what your husband's posting. Zack Ryder, all this positivity towards Hulk Hogan. Hogan was his childhood hero, and he's posting all these photos of him as a kid and of Hogan, him and Hogan. That's how it should be handled, and maybe that's how she really feels. But she's being a coward. So the match itself is nothing. Jade won with Jaded, and that's what you'd expect. Alba Fyre and Piper Niven attacked Jade Cargill. Then Tiffany Stratton made the save. Tiffany and Jade clean house together, and then Jade picks up Tiffany's title belt. She's going to give it to Tiffy. Tiffy grabs it, but they have a tug of war. Eventually, Jade gives it up, and they tease their match at SummerSlam. Jade definitely came off as the heel here. I have to say that. I think that's probably better because I think Tiffany's going to be more over in a match than Jade is, but Jade definitely came over as the heel. So we go backstage in the locker room. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are there, and my God, Alexa Bliss's nose is all busted up. There's a bloody tissue, and she has blood smeared all over her cheeks. It's sad to see because she's like the cutest person in the world, probably. So seeing her covered in blood is that's not something you want to see. But she's still cute anyway. So Alexa injured her nose in NXT. I'm pretty sure she had surgery a few years ago on her nose. She's had 2 busted noses, I believe. She's had several nose issues. I really hope this doesn't hurt her. I really hope she doesn't miss SummerSlam. I really hope this doesn't linger because this was a nasty injury. There was a lot of blood here. And it's not something where, she just gets a busted nose. I'm afraid she broke her nose. I don't like what I saw. I really hope Alexa Bliss is okay. But Charlotte was telling her she's not mad at her and they might be friends after SummerSlam. I like this. I like this pairing. I like Charlotte and Alexa a lot as a team right now. And I think they're both enjoying it too. So when we came back, we got a Remembering Hulk Hogan video. And this package was the classic match against the Iron Sheik at Madison Square Garden in January 1984, where Hulk Hogan won his first world championship. We see it. He beats the Sheik. He's champion. Hulkamania is born, brother. We see some stats with Real American by Rick Derringer. By the way, rest in peace, Rick Derringer, as well as rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Playing in the background. He's a 6-time WWE champion, 6-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer 2005 as Hulk Hogan, his career as a single star, and then in 2021 as part of the NWO. Cody Rhodes was out next, and he talked about Hulk Hogan to start. He says, emotions are complicated, but what's not complicated is his accomplishments and contributions to WWE, sports entertainment, pro wrestling, and entertainment as a whole. They're indisputable. He says, as a WWE superstar, he acknowledges Hulk Hogan was the first one. He was the first WWE superstar. And that term, everyone is technically considered a superstar. Hulk Hogan was a true superstar, a megastar, an icon, a legendary icon. That's what he was. And then Cody says, thank you, Hulk Hogan. Lots of applause from the fans. Really nice moment. Thank you, Cody, for that. Really classy. Cody then he cuts a promo on a street fight with John Cena at SummerSlam, and I didn't like this too much because he's saying he needs to face the old John Cena at SummerSlam, the good John Cena, the guy who salutes before he comes out. I'm thinking to myself, is that why, Cody, you want to face the old John Cena because the new John Cena beat you at WrestleMania? I don't think that made him look good. And by the way, I have to mention this. All the Hogan news, like this thing is just so little, but I needed to because I mentioned it. Travis Scott reportedly had a falling out with WWE. Please make that permanent. I never want to see Travis Scott's face again. Please make that permanent. And he's not going to be on WWE anymore, and they're not going to mention him. People are taking shots at him. Drew McIntyre took a shot at him. Good. I never want to see Travis Scott ever again anywhere near my TV screen when it relates to WWE. Bye. Anyway, Cody says he needs to know that the story meant something with John Cena, with his heel turn. I think that's what he's referring to. And he did a good job building up the match. So Jacob Fatu cuts a promo on Solo Sikoa backstage after he tried to send him to jail last week. The Miz comes back. He talks to Jacob Fatu. He says he's facing him tonight. Miz is super over in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland. They love him. And I'm thinking to myself, this isn't good for Jacob because Miz is going to get cheered. Miz slapped Jacob, and Jacob laughs it off. And I have to say this. Both The Miz and his wife, Maurice, posted some really nice tributes to Hulk Hogan on their Instagram pages. Really enjoyed reading both of them. Miz's was really good, and Maurice's was personal. And she told a story of when she got kicked off Diva searches. Hulk Hogan consoled her, and they had like cheeseburgers together in a hotel. That was actually a really nice story Maurice put. You should read that one. But that was something I really wanted to mention. I know I've been really negative on Chelsea Green, but that's a really nice positive. There's been a lot of positives. The Rock put a great post out. You should read that one. I liked. I don't know if I can mention. I mentioned Ted DiBiase's. There's so many good ones. There's some more positivity for you. We got an Aleister Black video promo on Damian Priest. I was disappointed because then we saw Damian Priest talk, and they're promoting the match, and Priest is talking about coming home, and all right, this is cool for Priest. He's going to get to wrestle in front of his home. It's not his home state, but it's basically close to it. But then it's for SmackDown. I'm thinking to myself, oh, that sucks. It should be a SummerSlam match. Aleister Black, Damian Priest should happen at SummerSlam. They've done such a good job building it up. Should be a SummerSlam match, not a SmackDown match. That's really disappointing. Then we get Miz against Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa and the MFT interrupt mid-match. Jacob won the match. The MFT attacked him after the match. Jimmy Uso made the save with the chair. Talatanga no souls the chair shot. He clotheslines Jacob, then choke slams him. Solo hit a Samoan spike. So the MFT stand tall. Backstage, Kathy Kelly interviewed the Street Profits and B-Fab in the tag team title main event. Their thoughts on it. DIY with Candice LeRae interrupted. Johnny Guerrero and Tommaso Ciampa are just being so annoying. They're so scared of the Wyatt Six. I'm so sick of this. I think Morrison Machine Guns were there. I don't remember. But they're setting up what would happen in the main event. Then we get another Remembering Hulk Hogan video package. This is WrestleMania 3 in front of the sold-out Pontiac Silverdome. The biggest crowd in the history of professional wrestling at the time. Just incredible visuals. It is the main event. Hulk Hogan defended the WWF Championship against what's definitely known as his greatest rival, Andre the Giant. The biggest match in the history of professional wrestling. Most iconic match. He slams Andre. They show the slam multiple times. Leg drops him. 1, 2, 3. Hogan is still the WWF champion. What a moment. WrestleMania 3, the main event. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. That is the pinnacle of professional wrestling. That's what it's all about. That match, that is just so... It means so much to the industry. It's so iconic. We got some more Hulk Hogan stats. Main evented 8 WrestleManias. I believe he main evented 8 of the first 9 WrestleManias. He did the first WrestleMania, the tag match. Teamed up with Mr. T taking on Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. WrestleMania 2 was the King Kong Bundy Steel Cage. Of course, WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant. WrestleMania 4, he didn't main event, but he did assist Macho Man Randy Savage in helping him win the WWF Championship against Ted DiBiase when Andre tried to interfere. Miss Elizabeth ran out and got Hogan. WrestleMania 5 was the Mega Powers with Miss Elizabeth doing the whole love triangle storyline. Hulk Hogan against Randy Savage. WrestleMania 6, Ultimate Challenge against Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 7 against Sergeant Slaughter for the WF Championship. WrestleMania 8 against Sid Justice. And then WrestleMania 9 was the impromptu main event when he won the title from Yokozuna. So 8 of the first 9 main events. That's impressive. 16 total WrestleMania appearances. And they said he teamed with Mr. T to win the first main event at WrestleMania. Defeated Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. So some great stats. Hopefully we get more on Raw. So we go backstage. All right. Zelina Vega confronts Julia backstage, who is the Women's U.S. Champion. She wants out her U.S. title shot. I'm thinking, good. Hopefully Julia gets on SummerSlam. Zelina is not the best opponent, but at least it's a match. Kiana James comes out, and she's Julia's new assistant. I'm thinking to myself, why? I saw Julia talking. Her English has improved so much. It's almost as good as like Stephanie Vicare's English. Leave her alone. She doesn't need to have Kiana James. I like Kiana, but it's not necessary. It also doesn't help that Kiana is so much taller than Julia. But she's her new secretary now, and they set up a match on SmackDown next week for the Women's U.S. title. It's not at SummerSlam. And I'm thinking to myself, Julia, she did interview how bad she wanted to be on the SummerSlam card, and this sucks. And they've done such a poor job with her as the Women's U.S. champ, man. They need to do a better job. It's disappointing. Announcers preview the SummerSlam card. We had Andrade and Rey Fenix come out. And WWE announced there's going to be legacy merchandise for Hulk Hogan. I've seen some of it. Really cool shirts. A lot of it's forever. It's the Hulkamania lives forever. I think there's an NWO inspired shirt. There's a whole bunch. You should check them out. I might get one myself. Then you had the Wyatt Six make their entrance in the main event tag team title match. Wyatt Six defending their belts against Rey Fenix and Andrade. So Nikki Cross pulled out the ref, causing a DQ. Basically, the entire tag division runs out down to fight the Wyatt Six. Eric Rowan's a string, everyone. Eventually, it all turns into an all-out brawl. Nick Aldis comes out. He announces a 6-pack TLC match at SummerSlam for the tag team titles. So you get Wyatt Six, Rey Fenix and Andrade, Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Morrissey Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. So that's probably going to be the best match at SummerSlam. That match is going to be amazing. 6-pack ladder match. If they get the same time that they had on SmackDown following WrestleMania in that triple threat ladder match, we're going to get something special at SummerSlam. So that's something to look forward to. After all this, announce it. The teams they continue to brawl. That's how SmackDown ended from Cleveland, Ohio. You had some wrestling stuff that was all right. A lot of it was kind of forgettable, but the show tonight is Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was his tribute show. That's what we got tonight. This was a tribute to Hulk Hogan, celebration of his life. If you haven't seen my tribute video, you should watch it. I don't know what other words to say, man. It's we're gonna miss you, brother. We're gonna miss you, Hulk Hogan. We're going to miss you, Terry Bollea. Rest in peace, man. Rest easy, brother.